Hello. Listen, I saw someone on Reddit complaining about people who play the game XDefiant and don't play the objective. And then, like, everyone in the comments is like, dude, I hate these people. These people are the worst. They should die in real life. I'm like, dude, that's pretty extreme. So I want to go over why I personally basically never play the objective. And, the primary reason, and reason number one, is that it's pubs and it doesn't matter. In the same way that some people complain that I don't touch the objective, is the same way I could complain. Let's say I did touch the objective. I could then go, wow, look at my fucking bot teammates that aren't all using the TAC 50. Look at this fucking retard running the M4. What a complete idiot. I hate this human being. Like, it's just absurd. It's crazy. It's pubs. It doesn't fucking matter if you win or you lose. Play it however the fuck you want. If you want to be an objective jockey and ride the fuck out of the objective cock that is this game, then sure, man. Have all the fun you want, do tricks on it. I don't care. I personally don't give a single solitary fuck about winning or losing because it's pubs. I don't care. Plus, when I do play the objective, I've got things that contesting me, like the guy who only uses the TAC 50, otherwise known as the retard's best friend, because even if you're the worst player alive, you still win every fight if you pick it. Or perhaps they were getting a little weird with it and decided that they want to use the M44, otherwise known as the Melatonin 44, because it's the most boring piece of shit in the game that will immediately put you to sleep if you die to it or use it. Then, I've got situations where I'm leveling my guns. I recently got the M249 to gold. This thing is a piece of literal dog shit, by the way. I like to call it the M4 with learning disabilities because it's slow in every department. Literally every measurable stat about this piece of garbage is slow, which makes it completely useless in this game. This game is primarily a movement shooter where moving around a lot rewards you because the shitty netcode and the fact that the movement is so fluid. This gun is incapable of doing that. The only way you can use this thing is by sitting completely still and holding an angle ADS, which basically means you lose by default if you pick it, which also means that I can't get on to the fucking objective even if I wanted to, because I'm using this piece of garbage. And if I go and touch the objective, my sprint to shoot time is so bad that if anyone is within a second of me after I'm done my sprint, I physically cannot shoot them because the gun is so trash. Plus, I'm not rewarded for playing the objective at all. Not even in the slightest. There is no incentive for me to do it. I don't get weapon XP for it. Winning the game doesn't give me more weapon XP. Nothing. There is literally not a single thing about playing the objective that benefits what I want to do. I want to maintain an extremely high KD, which I have. I want to get as many kills as possible every game, mostly because I make content and getting super high KD games, is more enjoyable to watch. What kind of fucking idiot is going to click on my XDefiant video and go, look at this buffoon who's 25 and 15. It's okay though, he has 7,000 objective score. This is so fun. Obviously that's not fucking fun to watch. It's not fun to play like that, and it's not fun to watch either. So no, I will not be playing the objective until I am incentivized to do so. You want people to start playing the objective in this game? Fantastic. I have the solution. Make all of your objective score translate into weapon experience. If you are capping the objective holding a certain gun, you should get that much experience for that gun, or 50% of your objective score should go to weapon XP. Boom. Now people will touch the objective because the weapon leveling is so slow and most players are so shit that they're not capable of leveling the guns very quickly. So, make it so when they jump on the objective, it's doing it for them. Boom. Now they get the weapon XP that they want, you get the objective score that you want, everyone is fucking happy. Also, another thing, I saw on Twitter that apparently they're nerfing the movement in this game. Like, they're completely tanking the bunny hopping, that if you jump, your gun goes super inaccurate. That's a terrible change. I understand why they would do it. Now, I get it. If you don't like the movement in this game, you're going to love that. If you do like the movement in this game, you probably hate that. So here's the thing. Once they do inevitably nerf the movement, like they said they would on Twitter, I can guarantee this, the actual game, I promise you, the player base I mean, will immediately find a new thing to complain about entirely related to the nerf of the movement. I guarantee it. Watch and wait for a new gun that's really good at holding angles to start being really good, because now you can't out-movement the gun. So people are going to die to it. Now, what's going to happen is, people are going to crouch still with this gun, hold an angle, people are going to come around the corner, not be able to do any of the fun movement tech anymore because they nerfed it, which means they're more likely to die, and then they're going to walk into this angle, they don't know there's a guy there, and they're going to die. And there's no counterplay because the time to kill is too fast, most of the time. The difference between this game and other games is the fact that you have extremely fluid movement that gives you the ability to engage or escape fights based on how mechanically good you are at moving, as well as being able to read the situation and understanding which movement tech you should do to escape the fastest. It's not entirely just I'm ADSing and I'm jumping back and forth while I shoot you with my MP7. The movement is way more than that, and people dumbing it down to be only being that are the people who are gonna get it nerfed and who are also going to be complaining when people stop doing that and instead start doing something significantly more boring. Here's the issue when you complain about the movement in this game, is at least, even if it is a little strong, even if you are bad at the movement, it can be annoying to deal with sometimes, I get it, but here's the thing. All the people complaining about the movement in this game are about to experience something a whole lot more fucking boring. Because at least before, with the movement, when you were fighting people, you were actually fighting them. But now what's going to happen is, instead of being able to actually fight anyone, you're going to turn corners and run into a guy holding an angle with a P90 who immediately deletes you because he can no longer do the movement tech that he's been practicing to kill you in an actual fair fight. Now, I guarantee it, the game will be full of people sitting completely still and camping because the game incentivizes it now. There's going to be even less people going towards the objective because there's less survivability because the movement isn't as strong. And there's going to be significantly more people using the super long range guns like the snipers. Even if they do get nerfed, which they are getting nerfed, thank fucking god, they're so overpowered. But I don't think the flinch is going to really mean anything because everyone is going to start picking Phantom and everyone is going to be using a sniper. And I can almost guarantee this because that's just common sense. Once you remove a large element of the game, like the fluid movement, you're going to have people who obviously wish to play the game as meta as possible, and now that they're no longer rewarded for being good at movement, will now do the next best strategy, which will likely be sitting completely still. And if it is sitting completely still, well then you've generated a far worse problem than the movement has. The movement is genuinely not even that strong. The only people complaining about the movement are people who are either so shit at the movement, they're not capable of doing it themselves, or their aim is so bad that they can't kill anyone who's doing it. Now, I understand. They want to nerf it for player retention. I get the majority of players are incapable of aiming or moving correctly, and to keep those players around, you have to obviously nerf things to make them happy, to keep them playing the game, to keep player retention high. I completely understand. They're a company, they want to do what makes them the most money, that makes sense. The game has to make a profit, and the best way to do that is to maintain a higher player count. I totally understand it. However, this is not a message to the developers. I think the developers are making the best decisions that they have possible to maintain a high player count in order for the game to even be playable. Because look at it this way. Let's say they don't nerf the movement and then a bunch of players leave. Well, then it's just going to be me and whoever's left, and then the game's not profitable anymore, which means the game needs to be shut down. And if the game gets shut down, then I don't get to enjoy my favorite game anymore, which would be really, really bad. So, nerfing the movement is likely the best option that the devs have because it will maintain player retention. However, I guarantee the game will become significantly worse off afterwards. I can promise it. 1000% the game's quality will be massively diminished once the movement is tanked, and I guarantee all the same people who are complaining about the movement in this game are going to start complaining about all the people who sit completely still. Anyway, fuck all of you. I love you all. Thanks for 10K, by the way. I was going to do a video thanking all 10,000 subs, and then I looked back at my old thanking all 2,000 subs video, and that took a while. I'm thinking it's going to take 5 times longer. The video is probably going to be about 3 hours long if I did that. So if you want me to do that, I will. Just comment and I'll do that. Otherwise, I'm going to try and think of doing something else, because I'm lazy, kind of. Anyway, well, I guess goodbye. Mwah. I love you, or I hate you, I don't know. Goodbye.